If you want to understand the difference between N8N and Claude Code, this video is for you. We'll be going over the use case of each of these tools, which one you should pick, and stay until the end because I'll give you a roadmap for actually combining the two into useful applications. So pull out a pen and paper and let's get into it. So where are you right now? You're probably getting into AI automation and you're hearing about all these different tools, and you want to know which one is best for you. So in summary, N8N is a workflow builder where you make an automation one time that does a specific set of tasks. These tasks may include AI at a certain point, but the workflow itself is static. You make it once and it does a specific sequence of events. Claude Code, on the other hand, is a tool which writes code. You can think of it almost as one level higher. It is the tool that is designing these automations. Now, these automations themselves don't need to use AI necessarily, but they can. For example, you can build a landing page, which is a specific type of website designed to make sales, using Claude Code. This website itself doesn't use AI. When you're interacting with the website, it doesn't contact ChatGPT servers at any point, but the website itself was built with AI. So with Claude Code, you tell it what to do and the AI builds something based on your instructions. Both of these tools are common in the AI space, but they have very different use cases. Going a bit deeper, we talked about how N8N has a series of steps, or what they call nodes, that perform specific tasks. And these tasks are packaged together into what is called a workflow. The workflow itself can be triggered manually whenever you choose to run it. It can be triggered whenever you submit a form, or it can be triggered whenever another website calls the workflow via a webhook. Claude Code, on the other hand, is an AI editor. You can use it to build apps, landing pages, and internal tools, and it's a lot more versatile in that sense. Rather than just building things on the back end and for fulfillment, it can build things on the front end that help you generate sales, like landing pages. Now, a recommendation I give you if you're getting into Claude Code is to first understand the basics of the technology that you're using. The reason for this is because if you tell Claude Code to do something and you don't understand the code that it's writing, it's very easy for bugs or security vulnerabilities to slip in. Think of it almost as someone talking on your behalf in a foreign language. If you don't speak that language, you'll have no clue what they're saying. They could be saying something positive, they could be saying something negative. If you don't have the ability to understand the language, you don't know what is going on. And even if it's not malicious, the nature of AI is that it's what's called autoregressive, meaning that it feeds on its previous information. So if it continues to go down that road, unless you have the ability to guide it in the correct direction, it will go off course. This is why I would recommend to learn whatever languages it's going to be writing, and more fundamentally, have an idea of what is going on behind the scenes. What happens whenever you access a website? What goes on the server? How are requests made? How is authentication handled? When you learn these things, you'll be able to set yourself apart from everyone else who is telling AI to make them $1 million app. Now, one aspect of using Claude Code for projects that you're going to deliver to clients is that it makes it more valuable to them because they don't want to interact with an N8N workflow or even the N8N submission form. It's not very intuitive. And so if you already have an N8N workflow, you can actually package this into a web app that calls N8N on the back end. And if you want down the road, you can even package this into a SaaS where you're not working with individual clients, but you rather allow people to sign up and they pay a monthly to use a pre-made application that doesn't require any customization on your part. And like I said, this is an example of you being able to use both. N8N and Claude Code have different use cases. And so you can use Claude Code on the front end. That's what clients see when they're interacting with your website. Another way of doing this, rather than just having the front end and back end approach, is to actually use tools like Claude Code to generate the N8N workflows. Now, to my knowledge, this is pretty new. So once the tech gets there, I'll make a video covering this on my channel. Make sure to subscribe so you can see that. But in conclusion, what would I recommend for you if you're just getting into AI? I would recommend that you learn N8N. It's a no-code tool and it makes it very easy to understand what is going on when you ask a computer to do something. And then I would learn the fundamentals of programming. I would learn basic web languages, HTML, CSS, JS, and I also recommend learning Python. I would recommend learning the Node.js runtime, which is what most web apps are built on, and you could even throw in some Python in there for fun. But once you have an understanding of how automations work and you have those basic programming skills, then at that point, I believe you're qualified to be able to hand responsibility off to AI like Claude Code or Cursor to build out these automations. This will help you build faster and you can build things that are more valuable than you would be able to do with just N8N alone. And if you're watching this video, you want to learn about AI automations or how to build software using AI. In that case, I'd recommend joining my free school community using the link down below. You can network with almost 500 other members who are in the same space. And we also have a library of content here inside the classroom page with all sorts of tutorials and templates. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.